clutching is without a doubt one of the most satisfying things you can do in a game. So I'm looking at Xyp9x today and talk about the decisions he makes and why he makes these decisions in these clutch situations. We all know he's probably one of the best clutchers in the world, if not the best. So I thought it'd be a great player to focus on and really talk about positioning yourself when you are down in these 1vx situations to give yourself the best chance of coming out on top. But before we kick this one off, guys, I want to let you know about Epix. It's an app for both Android and iOS where you can trade and collect digital cards from top teams such as Astralis, MIBR and Na'Vi. And of course, there's heaps of different rarities which lead into the leaderboard system, be the best of a certain team or overall. There's the new relics, which are skins players have used in certain big tournaments. And there's sets only available right now in the beta, so check out the link in the description below and join me in collecting all these awesome cards. Hey guys, what is going on? As you probably all worked out by now, we're looking at Xyp9x and how he's been clutching out rounds quite consistently throughout 2018, break down some of his best performances. I'm not going to be looking at DreamHack Masters Marseille, as I made a full video on that because he had a heap of clutches at that tournament, it seems. So if you want to see more clutches, make sure to check out that video as well. Now in this particular situation, it's important to understand exactly what's going on. Xyp just pressured towards B, he got a kill there. Device is locked down towards mid. He's been fighting off players here, trying to make sure that there's not too much pressure towards this middle area, allowing Astralis to pivot and come back here towards mid. And eventually it's going to end up in a 1v3 for Xyp, one of them being a trade for Device. I want you to notice how they set themselves up for this particular round. They come through connector, say no, this mid area is relatively clean. What they also know is they pulled a rotation over here towards B. You can see only just now Oscar's leaving. Sunny is also in this position towards B because they did apply a lot of pressure there earlier on. As you saw, Xyp was actually up in that apartments area. So what they do is they clear this jungle position, and at the exact same time that's happening, Device has dropped a smoke behind them towards short. Because they understand if they've rotated a lot of players here towards B, it's very likely a player could push up short and cut off the open plant they want to do to give themselves the best chance at winning this particular round. So as Xyp goes in to plant the bomb relatively open because that smoke's down, drops his hiding in sandwich and he catches Device trying to jump over his position. So it's going to end up being a trade for Xyp9x, and he's still going to plant open because he wants to give himself the best chance possible to win this. If he plants anywhere else, they have no information towards CT in this particular scenario, so it's very hard for him to plant there. So he has to go for this open plant, not exposed to CT. That's why they dropped that smoke there, because of this short rotation. What you see is exactly what Sunny's doing, trying to cut off this plant, but he can't see anything because the smoke's there. Now, how Xyp wins this 1v2 is pretty impressive. He reads the situation well. Oscar just flashed himself onto this angle and then obviously scopes. So Xyp9x knows there's this player close here, CT. Now this particular angle Oscar's holding is a bit weird to me because obviously he makes sure no one crosses out here towards default box or moves to this right hand side of the site. But he's very exposed up here. He could do holding the same angle from further back, way down, an angle like this, back in towards CT, where he's not exposed from this angle which Xyp is about to peek him from. As you can see, he's just got on top of this triple box area. But what Oscar could be doing, which I think is what Xyp9x is most concerned about, is he could be holding this angle here. If you just move it a little bit to the right, you can see there is this angle where you can cut off anyone trying to rotate back towards that A main area. I think that's the information Xyp thought Oscar was maybe trying to get, because Xyp9x, he can't move back towards this A main if Oscar's locking this down, which means Mousesports basically know if Oscar's got that angle, alright, he's towards jungle, or he's in the open in Sandwich or Tetris, which is a much easier trade. So they're probably going to focus towards jungle. It's going to be a lot easier for them to collapse onto him. So he's forced to, or not forced, but he wants to definitely clear this to make sure he has the most options possible, and Mousesports don't have too good a read on the particular position he's in. He can't really go back towards connector because that's still smoked off. So he knows he has time to act right now while that smoke's up connector. He knows there's unlikely that there's anyone already towards jungle in this scenario. So he's going to peek up here and he's going to kill Oscar. And this gives him the option I was talking about just a second ago, is he can cross in here towards this A main area. You can see there is that angle towards CT, which he maybe presumed Oscar was holding. So it's kind of a weird play from Oscar. He's exposing himself but not holding the most advantage, the angle that gets him the most information. He's going to disappear in here towards A main like he wanted to, where he can try and isolate these fights, wait for the bomb to be tapped. Now Sunny plays this well. He's going to be molotoving off A main, but Xyp chooses to get up here and he's ready to peek. And this is something that's interesting about Xyp9x, is he often is happy to peek before you tap the bomb, trying to catch you in that that time where you're trying to clear all the different positions. Because you notice right now Sunny's cleared towards site. He knows, all right, I came through connector. It's very unlikely Xyp ran all the way to his jungle. I would have heard him. So he has to be in A main. So he's going to Molotov that off and he's going to try and stick this bomb. And Xyp knows this is the thought process. You can see he starts to creep back up here close towards A main, waiting for Sunny to potentially try and pull off something like he did. Because he's so close, he has time to actually peek over this Molotov, and he's going to find that kill on towards Sunny. So I like this clutch from Xyp9x, particularly at peak, to allow himself to move in towards A main, a very intelligent one, and understanding the angles of this map really well. So Xyp will peek into you to clear out different angles. Other times he'll let you come towards him. We're going to see a great example here. When it's failed, a split comes out from Astralis. You can see they try and go nice and fast. Smiths finds 2 kills up here towards short, and it's only Xyp who actually gets up here. Long control also slows way down for Astralis. He bodies in a position they're not really expecting, and he's going to find that kill, and it's really going to all fall apart there. And at this point, it's a 4v1. Not really a situation anyone could be winning, but you know the clip's in here for a reason. So Smiths thinks, I got 2 kills, I'm pretty good at the op, surely I can kill Xyp. He's going to peek out here with his flash. Probably not a best decision, he's going to get taken out. But notice how G2 react when he gets this kill close middles. One, Existence is here, he's going to lock down to see exactly what's going on. But what I'm really interested in is what Body does. He knows, okay, Xyp is close mid doors, I've got space to move out here towards long, I can make a little bit of a play, which I actually quite like from Body. So he's going to find this AK, very much better than the M4, and he's going to move in here towards the long hut. He hears no one running up top mid, so he knows, okay, I'm probably relatively clear to push out here. And of course, he is a bit more wary at this point that there could be someone nice and close. At this point, he could just say, okay, I've got a lot of information. I can maybe try and move towards his spawn, or just try and make things difficult from Xyp on an angle such as this one. But he wants more information. And this isn't really learning angles such as with the last one I'm talking about that. It's really just admiring how patient and aware Xyp9x is of the potential options G2 have and the play they're most likely going to make. So you can see this play from Body, it's a pretty good one. He understands the positioning and the timing of where Xyp can be. He's going to push out here. See, Xyp's even aware of that T-spawn push I was talking about, and he's just going to find Body. And once Body goes down, it just becomes a fact of there's 2 1v1s now. He knows that there's a B player in existence. He knows that Kenny's over here because he got a kill nice and early on. He's going to Molotov sight, and you can see he actually creeps right past where Kenny was looking. You see Kenny's ready to pre-aim here towards short. Xyp creeps out, and he simply wins the 1v1. You can see, once Body goes down, just having these 1v1 opportunities, Kenny gets a little bit of mistiming there, and we're into 1v1. There's nothing special about that. Xyp just won that duel. Now, what I also love about what Xyp does here is he plants the bomb, and he knows in the time he's been finding Kenny and mollying short, Existence is probably on his way over here in some capacity. If he came through CT, he's probably already there or making some kind of effort to be in that position. So you can see he checks that quickly on the ledge before moving out here straight away towards long, and he clears that, and now he knows, okay, he's either long or short. He's clearing long, he's holding this angle. He knows as well, he's not worried about anyone being on site right now. It's not really plausible. You can see when Existence comes up here, he has to try and clear everything. He's not sure where Xyp has disappeared to. So Xyp's taking his opportunity, taking his timing. Small risk jumping across that CT, but he does clear it first. And understanding the timing that Existence was probably trying to run over here as fast as possible. And then you can see Existence, he's trying to clear all kinds of things. Has no idea where Xyp has gone. And this is going to get a little bit messier, I'm not going to lie. But eventually, Xyp does win it in the nick of time, taking out Existence. So I just love the patience on the Body. A lot of mistakes from G2, to be honest, but still a great clutch one I wanted to break down quickly for you. And I also definitely love how he understands the timing for Existence. How you can see Existence is running at full speed to start off with once he gets that kill onto Kenny. So he knows if he's in CT, he's probably trying to get nice and close to limit the options or trying to hear what Xyp9x trying to do. When he doesn't see him CT nice and early, he feels it's safe to cross, puts himself in that pit where he has a massive advantage in that final 1v1 duel. So sticking with Dust 2, we're going to be looking at another clutch, obviously, again on the A site. Glaive's going to get taken out by Crims over here towards B. So the information that Xyp has right now is, okay, Crims is a B player. Exist was on short a little while ago, so he could have moved as he has. And I've got to try and win this clutch. And to start off with, it's not that impressive. Exist offers himself up. But what I talk about is how Xyp9x's crosshair placement, particularly there towards long, actually into the clutch later on, is going to be very much dependent on the timing and relying on the fact that Fnatic are going to play this clutch properly. Obviously, when you've got Crims alive, you know it's going to be a methodical, well thought out attempt from a team such as Fnatic with a veteran on their side, quite a few of them. And it's going to be very different to G2, where Smiths and Body kind of offered themselves up, even though Body's play, it wasn't so bad, but it was definitely an overextension. He's going to rely on how these guys play properly. So the bomb goes down. He obviously checked long to start off with. He smokes short and checks long again. And he doesn't know where Brolin is in this scenario. So Brolin could honestly, he could be anywhere on this map. He hasn't, he's pushed out long back towards short. But Xyp noticed that Brolin isn't going to peek until Crims is in a position to retake with him. And he knows Crims has to have time to move. He knows short is smoked off. So I want you to notice how he positions himself. He knows the long player is not going to peek. So he's just going to quickly check CT, see if maybe the players are pushing from there. He doesn't see anyone to start off with. And it's at this point, he moves back here and checks towards long. Notice about the timing where Crims would have had time to run all the way up there if he wanted to, if they wanted to both retake from this long spot. And he's going to just hold this until this short smoke fades, because he knows that no one's going to peek him from CT or short until that smoke fades, so he can just hold long in this scenario. Just before this smoke fades, you can see Brolin's waiting behind it, so obviously Crims doesn't want to peek out until that smoke starts to fade. He's going to start moving up now. But as that smoke fades, this long player that Xyp was looking at, he would have started to peek. Obviously, because you're further away down there, you've got to start to move up. You got a little bit of information for your short player to be able to trade as that smoke is fading. He knows in his back of his mind, all right, that smoke's fading now, no one's peeked me from long, and you can see he's already adjusted his crosshair. Okay, someone could potentially be creeping up CT, which is exactly what Crims is doing in this scenario. Very slow, methodical again. He's checking behind him. Not quite sure. Brolin's probably got it covered in case he was crouched up there. And you see he's like, okay, non-CT. So he's going to check for a little bit of information. He finds Crims, and you can just see, obviously Crims made noise, which adjusted him. Otherwise, he might have been able to catch Xyp off guard. But I just love how you can see the thought process behind where Xyp is aiming throughout this entire after plan. That's the main reason I've chosen this clip. And then finally, the bomb's ticking quite low because they have had to wait for that smoke. They've had to wait for these players to rotate in. He's going to see Brolin. He's going to use his utility. He doesn't really need to reface here. Molotov off the bomb, and Brolin's forced to push into him quite quickly. And even if you did get the kill, I think that bomb was going to explode anyway. So the really impressive thing was just how Xyp understands the timing of that smoke and how an opposing team with a player such as Crims alive is going to peek, and they're going to wait to play this 2v1 together to obviously try and get that trade kill. And that's how he positions his crosshair on different parts of the map in a relatively open position. And this is what makes him so hard to predict. Sometimes he might peek you into CT, try and cross to a position where he can take those fights in towards pit. Or in this one, he'll sit more in the open, but he uses the utility he has to kind of funnel you and force you to have a timing which suits him and one that he can understand, and he knows where to place his crosshair to give himself the best opportunity in these scenarios. And lastly, I want to show you a very quick 1v3 from Xyp9x. He hardly has time to think in this one, seemingly. He rotates up heaven and he's going to get multiple kills, but his crosshair placement is pretty impressive. It shows how quickly he's able to process the information coming in towards him, as he knows where all three players are in this scenario, which is kind of the dream, but he's still on a 3v1, so it's not going to be great. So you can see, as he rotates up this ladder, as he gets towards the top, everyone's dead. But you can see the kill feed right now, Oscar, Sunny, and Sticko, they all have got one kill, and they're the three players alive. So he knows there's a player in here pushing in towards the site, or was around this position coming out that squeaky door. He knows Sunny is outside, and he knows Sticko is in this hut area. And I love how he processes this information. So he comes out, he sees, okay, that hut guy's not coming out. So he tries to catch the player coming out Squeak. So, all right, no one's coming out hut, I'm going to peek Squeak. Sees Oscar and moves back out. Understanding that Oscar's probably not going to re-peek him. He's going to wait for one of his teammates to take contact and maybe try and trade. Or in this case, Oscar's going to plant the bomb. So he comes out and he's going to pre-aim on his hut position. You know Sunny has to come through smoke if he wants to fight him. So he's going to come out here, try and fight this player, potentially trying to trade or create the contact away from Oscar. Sunny ends up coming through, so he's going to take that player out. Sticker doesn't quite find the kill, and he's going to start moving around here. He doesn't want Sticker to have time to reposition. He knows where both players are. If he just sits here and waits now, Sticker can move around to Squeaky. Oscar can be doing what he wants, so he wants to move around relatively fast in this scenario. This isn't a position we want to be playing slow. He's going to find Oscar, and he's going to force this 1v1 with Sticko. And again, he just plays the mind game. Sticko obviously trying to peek out, maybe catch Xyp9x when he's falling. It's a bit of a mind game as to when Xyp9x going to fall. Obviously, he has to get down to the site to eventually defuse the bomb. But Xyp9x's going to stay up there. He's going to stay patient. And again, back in this 1v1, when you can win them, 1v1s are very winnable. It's about getting those first few kills, put yourself in the position to win. He did that with great crosshair placing at the beginning. Still gets taken out, and that's the fastest 1v3 you might ever see. But that's it for this video, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you do enjoy this kind of content. And as usual, I'll catch you all in the next one.